This breaking is from India. India has welcomed the summit between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. In an official statement, the Ministry of External Affairs has said that the world wants to see an early end to the conflict. The statement says Trump and Putin leadership in the pursuit of peace is highly commendable and that India appreciates the progress made in the summit. India has asserted that dialogue and discussion is the only way forward to end the war in Ukraine. India's reaction comes at the back of Trump's recent decision to implement 50% tariff on India's exports to the United States, citing India's trade with Russia as a reason. Let's talk to our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Sidhan Sibol, who's now joining us live from New Delhi. Sidhan Sibol, India has reacted to the summit between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. India is still wary of the tariffs that Trump imposed. So what do we expect to see on Monday?
Well, Eric, it's a significant statement in many ways. This is the second time that the Ministry of External Affairs has issued a statement and welcomed and endorsed the summit. The previous statement was last week, and that statement welcomed the summit as well. For India, it's a huge stakes summit. We know that essentially there was no major outcome in many ways, but the fact that both the leaders are talking in person and have agreed to continue talking, talk as well, and President Zelensky also travels to Washington on Monday, shows that this conversation is going forward. And for India, the big stake is that whether there will be a rollback when it comes to their tariffs as well. We know that Donald Trump has imposed secondary tariffs or sanctions on India for the import of Russian energy. And we know that if there is a breakthrough in the next few days or weeks, that can lead to a breather for India. But also remember, if I can give you a context, is that essentially this is what India has been saying. First, in 2022, when the war started in Ukraine, India said that there has to be dialogue and diplomacy. India emphasized on that. The second, of course, the Indian Prime Minister famously said that this is not an era of war to the Russian President Vladimir Putin. This reverberated globally as well. The Indian side told the Ukrainian side that you need to directly have conversations with the Russian side as well. And third, of course, there is no solution on the battlefield. All the solutions need to come on the dialogue table. And this is what essentially is happening. The two large powers, which is US and Russia, sitting together to come out or chalk out a solution is something that had to happen at one point or another. And that, of course, has been started by the Trump administration. How successful it will be, will Trump administration agree to the demands of the Russian side, is something that is closely watched. The Russian side, of course, for natural reasons, point out to its security needs, its security guarantees. We do not know whether, of course, the American side will fully endorse what the Ukrainian side has been saying as well, because Donald Trump has essentially said that Ukraine has to agree to developments, including, of course, ceasefire as well. But that said and done, giving an India perspective, it's an important summit for India. A breakthrough is something that India will be hoping, given the fact that the Ukraine conflict has not only impacted India, but it has impacted global south as well in terms of high food, fuel, and fertilizer prices.
All right, that is our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Sidhan Sibol. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you.